Hello friends, this is Raj Sastri from Raj Option Trading. Today is June 24th, 2022. Hope you're all doing well. In today's segment, we'll take a look at top fintech stocks. So look, fintech stocks are a secular growth area and they've been doing very well. And look, we got a company here, Mercado Libre, one of my top pick here. It's doing great in the long run, but a little volatile in the short run. Let's look at great stocks to buy in the fintech area. All right, look, we got the top performer here. These stocks are done consistently well in last 5 years. Look at the last 5-year performance. Top of the list we got MSCI, which is a great performer here. Next we got Shopify and Blackstone, INTU, so on and so forth. All great companies. And then you got most profitable companies here. Look, Visa, MasterCard, ICE, DFS. They're all practically minting money here, are doing great. And then you got fastest sales growth or revenue growth here. You got Square, Mercado Libre, Global Payment, IIVI. Those are the solid top line sales growth companies. And few companies have made multiple lists here. Look, we got Visa, MasterCard. They are in the most profitable list, as well as they're in a top performer in the long run list. Look, we got Visa right here, and we got MasterCard right here. So look, the moment these companies make multiple lists, they are the solid performers. You could buy those companies here. Look, MasterCard also made the say fastest sales growth list. It's one of the top performer. You could buy such companies. And look, we got Mercado Libre here. It's in the fastest growth list here. It's also in the right here. It's also in the long run performer here. So you could look at such companies here. You could buy them for the long run and go from there. One of my favorite company, BX here. It's in the fastest sales growth here, and it's also in the top performer in the long run here. So these are some great companies. You could buy them and hold them for a long term. All right, now let's jump in here and look at the top performing stocks. So this list is organized by market capitalization. Look, you got the top market cap companies at the top here, and we got remaining companies below them. One of the biggest market cap company, look at Visa here, biggest market cap company, and also look at the net profit margin, great net profit margin, 51%. And look, from a Morningstar perspective, it gets a great grade here for financials as well as profitability. Nice overall score. I love this company. Look at the next year estimates here for growth as well as revenue growth. Nice double-digit estimates here. And their cash cow, lot of cash here. $15 billion free cash flow. That's a great one here. Solid performer in the long run. And short run, there is some weakness here, indicated by a little bit lower RSI. And the list continues here. You got a solid performer. Keep a watch on 5-year sales growth, 5-year performance here. Many of these are doing great. And also for the conservative investors, keep a watch on net margin here. The moment net margin is high, that tells you these companies are very profitable. With the exception of SE here, which is a Asia Pac company, all these companies are profitable in this list here. And you could also look at few other areas. Look at the gross margin, and I also love to look at this whole sales growth or top line growth here. Few companies are doing great. I'm looking for companies doing well in the sales growth as well as a positive net margin, and also look at the 5-year performance. Those are the good ones to buy and go from there. And also keep a watch on RSI levels here. If the RSI is high, for example, you got Thomson Reuters here, RSI is high, I would not be investing in such names right now. I would wait there for them to cool off slightly, and then I would invest. So the list goes on here. We got page number 1 here with the solid stocks, and we got page number 2. Look, these are progressively lower market cap, as you can see here, and in these companies follow same methodology. Keep watch on the net profit margin. You want solid net profit margin. For example, MSCI, look at the profit margin, one of the top company. I love this company, and it's also done great in the last 5 years. And then you got few more here. We got VRSK, which is a great company, nice profit margin. You could buy such companies. And also keep a watch on overall score here. Higher the better. We got few with nice and high overall score here. We got SSNC 94 score here, doing great. And then you got few more here with nice and high score here. We got Jack Henry, nice overall score. And we got two more here with nice overall score, BKI as well as FNF, and even Futu. Futu, I think it went higher off late, but look, it's a high RSI. I would wait for it to cool off slightly before I put my money in. Alright, so now the last list is, again, lower market cap, as you can see here. And keep a watch on the net profit margin. If you're a conservative investor, look at net profit margin positive companies. Invest in them when they are lower in the RSI. For example, PAGS, a Brazilian-based fintech play here. At this time, you could buy some just $10 stock here. Stock is beaten down big time here, and it's not made money for investors so far. But if you're a long-term holder, you could buy such companies. And we got a few more net margin companies like Upstart completely got clobbered. You could, if you're a speculative investor, you could look at companies like Upstart here. And we got Chinese company QFIN here. It's got a little bit better rating, as you can see here, and a nice overall score of 77. This one has made around 61% performance in last 2 years. You could look at such companies which are little more stable names in Chinese companies here. And we got a few more here. We got a few more companies which are really beaten down at this time here. And you can look at high overall score names like MITK here, and slowly invest some money there and go from there. All right, now what we'll do is we'll look at one of my favorite stock research and charting platform and scanning platform, TC2000, and see which stock we can invest, because we got around 50 or so stocks in this fintech list. So I will take you to TC2000 platform here and go from there. So what I've done is I've created a list here of fintech stocks. Look, I'm just in my personal list. We got this one here. You could get to it by going to watch list here and go to personal here. And I got right here my fintech stocks right here. That's what I selected here. These are the fintech names. I could easily create watch list in TC2000. Once I have watch list here, I sorted this by capitalization by clicking on the capitalization here. High market cap stock Visa is at the top. And I also have some fundamentals here. Look, I got some great fundamentals from TC2000, like profit margin, gross margin, sales growth, and so on and so forth, and some technicals like RSI and volatility. And next I have my EMA, exponential moving average. I love to see EMA all day long. It kind of tells you how is the momentum doing. I like to invest in stocks where there's a nice momentum and also fundamentally good companies. You can see when the momentum is favoring these stocks, and then buy those stocks. That's where you can combine both fundamental analysis, look at the great fundamental stocks, and then look at the technicals to really enter the stock and buy the stock at the right technical levels. So with that, we got EMA all the way from 5 to 200. Then also technicians love to see MACD crossover. I got MACD crossover here, Bollinger Band, lower band crossover, and one of my favorite indicator where DI plus crosses over DI minus. That's also one of my favorite indicator. So I got my favorite indicators, and I know many of these stocks are fundamentally great, indicated by the net profit margin, gross profit margin, and sales here. So with that, I got my technicals, I got my fundamentals. Next step is to really see what stock I can buy. So with that, decision making becomes simple when you have a great scanning platform like TC2000. So as you can see here, top stock here, Visa. Visa, as you can see here, Even though on a EMA 20, exponential moving average 20, 30, 50, so on and so forth, it's in the negative. But look what's going on here. Tide is turning, and in this stock is turning around with it's crossing over its EMA 10 and EMA 5. And also in yesterday's market, it went higher. I would be buying such stocks slowly and accumulate them. And you could also look at crossover. So if you're a crossover type person, you could look at MasterCard here. Look. Look, MasterCard, we got a Bollinger Band crossover. It's crossing over from the lower Bollinger Band in the last 5 trading days. So if you want to look at the chart here, I got the chart right here. Just a quick chart here. It's telling you, this MasterCard here. Look, we got a crossover going on here. Within the last 5 bars, MasterCard cross over the lower band. So that's why, technicians love to see such things. That's one of the reasons I love this. And as you look through here, we got MACD. MACD is also trying to see where to go here. MACD did not cross over yet, but turning positive, as you can see here on the balance volume is going higher. I love to see such names and invest in them. And let's go back to our scanner here, EMA scanner, and go from there. And one more thing I love about this TC2000, as you look through this scanner here, you could bring up a quick chart. I got a quick chart here. I could bring my quick chart right here and place it right here. So that way I can just glance through by looking at, this whole list here. And I can click on few names and look at those. Look, as you scan through here, we got one more name doing strong here. We got right here INTU. Look, INTU doing well here. It's also as a crossover. DI plus is crossing over DI minus. That's a good technicals. And also look from an EMA perspective, it's turning over right now, and still RSI is 52, middle of the road. You can invest this in long term. Look, INTU also, as you can see here, it's beaten down in the short run. Look, beaten down here. Now trying to go higher. And RSI is turning around, telling you momentum is high. On the balance volume is also going higher. So you could invest in such names and go from there. And you got few more here. Keep watching the stocks where they're doing well in the shorter term. EMA. Look, we got Goldman Sachs after getting beaten down here. This is showing some momentum here. Look, Goldman Sachs also wants to go higher. But I would be a little careful in Goldman Sachs, mainly because look, on the balance volume is kind of trending down here. There is some slight possibility of going higher. This one is good for those early investors who want to take some risk. But if you're a little bit conservative investor, I would say wait for a EMA 10 crossover, exponential moving average 10 crossover. Typically if you're a little bit risk-taking type person, you don't need to wait till EMA 10. You could invest some money in stock like Goldman Sachs and go from there. You could also look at price volatility here. Price volatility, it's not same as IV percentile. It's 31. It tells you it's not so volatile at this time. If you're a put option trader, you could look for a little bit higher volatility names like INTU as an example, and buy some put option in such companies with the high volatility. All right, so we got few more here. So if you keep watching what's going on in the 5-day and 10-day EMA here, we got ADP, one of my favorite company here. RSI is 48. You could invest in such companies like ADP here. This has been a long-term nice performer here. Look, from a chart perspective, ADP is doing well here. It's turning over, as you can see here. Momentum is there. RSI is going higher, still low. 48 tells the stock is sold off here. On the balance volume is telling you volume is going into the stocks. So that's one of the way to really look through the chart here. And let me take it off here for a moment here, so you get the idea. All right, so now what we'll do is, one of my favorite ways is to look at the volume buzz. You can sort by volume buzz here. So these are the stocks with the nice and high volume. Look at the volume here. Lot of volume is going into the stock here, nice and high, positive volume buzz. When the volume buzz is positive, you could look for a EMA crossover. For example, the volume is high. Look at the volume buzz here, 75%, 73%. At the same time, there is a EMA crossover, 5-day EMA crossover. When the stock is crossing over EMA 5, that tells you from a positive price action. There is a positive price action. Stock is going higher, and stock is going higher with a nice and high volume. That's when it's like a litmus test here. With the volume is going higher, and stock is also going higher at the same time. And at the same time, technicals like MACD crossover. There's a MACD crossover in Coinbase and NASDAQ, and there's a Bollinger Band lower band crossover in workday here. And look, even a stock like NASDAQ here, it's got two things going on here: MACD crossover and DI plus is crossing over DI minus. So those are the positive confirmations for you, given there is a volume buzz, nice volume, and it is taking over its exponential moving average. And then there is nice technicals here, both MACD as well as the DI plus. So you could look at 1-day chart here to see what's going on. I mean, 1-day, 1-year chart. Look, we got a Bollinger Band crossover in last 5 bars. That's a good sign here. MACD crossover in last 5 bars. That's also a good sign here. On the balance, volume is also good, nice and high, going up here. And stochastic perspective, it's also going higher. So you could look at such names here and invest in them slowly and go from there. Earnings is coming at 720. Right now, RSI is slightly high. That's one of the reasons I would not. I love to buy when the RSI is little lower. So that's why I would probably wait for a little bit pull back here and then buy. I would be buying this stock if the RSI is a little bit lower here, maybe say below 45, below 50 or so. But here you could buy this great company, but don't buy too much, given RSI is slightly high for me. All right, let's go back here to my EMA scanner here. We got great companies, and I also look, RSI is also right here. You could just read through RSI and look at some great stocks here. Look, we got a few more here and we got names like IIVI, as you can see here, and this also have a Bollinger Band lower crossover. And we got AIG, again same story here. You could look at such stocks here, slowly buy them and go from there. So with that, thank you very much. Happy investing and trading. Please subscribe.